Hi friends, welcome back to Table Full of Joy. I'm Cheryl and we are going to make a low carb-ish dinner tonight. Tony and I are going a little more low carb during the week. We're going to save our higher calorie stuff for the weekends when we both can be a little more active. We have a little bit more going on, especially on Sundays where we only eat really basically one meal a day. So we are going to go low carb during the week as much as we possibly can. I'm not going to do keto. We did keto years and years ago. Tony lost quite a bit of weight. I lost almost 50 pounds. And keto works great, but I miss a lot of the things out of keto. Like I love beans, and you can't have beans on keto. So we are going to cut out a lot of the potatoes and pastas during the week and stick mainly to beans and healthy grains and vegetables and meats, high protein things. But we're going to cut out some of the higher carb foods during the week and then save those for the weekends when we want to have guests over, we want to do other things. So tonight we are making a low carb stuffed bell pepper. It's a taco for Taco Tuesday. And so I'm going to use a mix of ground beef and ground pork that I found at my local Kroger store. So I'm going to take half of this package. This is a 2-pound package, which I thought was a fantastic deal. For $7 was an amazing deal. So we're going to take half of this. We're going to put half of this in our cast iron skillet that's heating up over here and is nice and hot, ready to go. For our meat, we're going to put that in here. And our other half, we do my hand. Because we are cooking for just the two of us, I don't need 2 pounds of meat tonight. So this other half is going to go into a Ziploc bag. We're going to stash this in the freezer, and this will be ready for us on another night that we need to have this type of meat. This will be great for doing a chili, which is also another thing that we can do low carb because we're sticking to beans and no pastas or that type of stuff. So we can still do chili, which is great because I love chili. I will share with you guys a chili recipe coming up soon that I absolutely love. It's a favorite in our family and with even non-family members that have had it. I have a little secret for being able to give that to people as gifts, and it works fantastic. So another hand wash, meat down just a little bit so that it's not splattering all over. We're just going to let this cook down. We'll put this in the freezer in just a few minutes. We're going to go ahead and put that, zip the bag up. So in here we've got some organic corn ready to go. We've got a can of black beans that we want in here. So we're going to get our peppers prepped really quick. So because we are doing these stuffed, I don't like to stuff them whole standing up this direction. I like them laying half. So we're just going to come around and we're going to take this stem out so that I can see where I'm cutting, because I still need to have a lip on these so that my filling is not going to fall out. I don't want to lose all of my filling out of my pepper. So we're just going to cut this stem out, go around this, and then we'll cut this in half. And we'll take out the seeds and the pith part of our pepper, which is really, really bitter. We don't want that in our food. So we're going to cut these in half real quick. These are beautiful peppers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut out this membrane that is inside that is bitter. Let's get that all the way cut out of our pepper, making sure that we're not cutting too far down on this end up here where our stem was, because we want to still have enough room up here at the top so that when we stuff our filling in there, that there's still a place for it to go, that we still have something that's going to hold that filling inside the pepper. These are a fantastic make-ahead meal if you are looking for something that you can prep. If you're going to prep these, like if I wanted to do a prep for these, I would have cooked this entire 2 pounds of meat tonight. I would have made an entire batch of filling instead of just a small batch of filling. And I would have frozen 4 of these, and these would have been perfect for a 2 dinner if we were going to each have half of a pepper with some extra sides, some salads and that kind of stuff. Or it would be perfect for just a quick dinner if I needed both of these and I could just throw these into the oven frozen and they would cook beautifully in the oven from frozen or thawed out if you want to stick them in your refrigerator and have them ready to go for when you got home from work. So I love finding things like this where I can cook them. I can cook it once. I can eat more than once if I want to. But I think tonight we are probably going to eat both halves because we are hungry, but we will see. What I love is I go ahead and cook them both, or cook all 4 pieces. And if we end up not eating them, then I could always still stick them in the freezer and they'll be good to go when we're ready for them. So we have just a cast iron enamel pan. We're gonna put our peppers in there. We are gonna put in some onions and some garlic into our meat mixture over here, along with a packet of taco seasoning. So let's get a little bit of onion cut up. Those of you that know me that know I don't like onion, I'm not a huge fan of onion, so I'm not gonna put a ton of it in there, but I will put some. So speaking of Taco Tuesday, next Tuesday, we are gonna have a special video. My husband for Christmas got a hot sauce collection, and it's hot sauces from all over the world. And there is 12 in there. And so we are going to be doing 1 hot sauce a month for the rest of the year with that packet, or with that box. And you guys will get to see us cook with those. You'll get to hear what he thinks of those. I am not a huge hot sauce fan, but I will try them as long as they are not, you know, like Reaper hot. Those are not my kind of peppers. So as long as they're not super, super hot, I'll let him test them. He knows my heat tolerance, so I'll let him try it first. And if it's something he thinks I can handle, then I'm more than happy to give it a taste and let you guys know what I think of that hot sauce. But that is going to be super fun. So that'll be a video for you guys to look forward to each month. There will be another video coming out every month that will be titled the hot sauce collection, so you guys will know which one that is. And if you're interested in following just the hot sauce collection, then I will link all of those together in one thing so that you guys can just check those out if that's what you want to see. I'm going to start doing some really fun Taco Tuesday recipes, and I'm going to start linking all of our Taco Tuesday recipes together so that those are ready for you guys to find. We're going to put in our onion over here into our ground pork and beef mixture. And then I think we need to put a little bit of garlic. So we have 2 cloves of garlic here. And we're going to put that in. Let's give our onion a stir. And for the sauce for this, I'm not going to do a tomato-based sauce. Tomatoes are a little bit high in carbs because they have a lot of sugar. And so I would rather use a green-based salsa in my sauce versus tomatoes, and be able to have the corn in the peppers because my husband loves corn. So we're gonna opt to have the corn in our peppers versus having tomatoes, and doing a green-based sauce in our peppers. I'm gonna get that skin out of there. We got 1 more clove of garlic to put in here real quick. That was a juicy garlic clove. That's always a good thing. I'm in the process now of putting together my menu for the next couple of weeks. So that's something that my husband and I will be doing tonight, is getting our menu figured out so we know what we want to eat, and we'll be ready to hit Costco here soon and do our Costco trip. All right, so what is the binder in our peppers is cream cheese. Cream cheese is a low carb food. We use a lot in keto. So if you are doing keto, you can skip the beans, you can skip the corn, and you can still have the peppers, you can still have the meat, and you can do it that way. I just want, like I said, we're not going to do keto. We've done keto before, but I like to have beans certain times. and I want to still be able to have those. So that's why we're going to go with a low carb type diet, or not really a diet, but just more of a low carb lifestyle. So we're going to do a brick, so 4 ounces of cream cheese in our mixture here with our beans. We're going to do some cheese. We're about ready to put in our taco seasoning. This also is not keto, but there are some great keto taco seasonings out there. So if you're wanting to stick with keto, look for a keto taco seasoning, or I can post a recipe for a really, really good a keto taco seasoning that I've used in the past, if that's what you're wanting to stick with. Instantly, this smells like Taco Tuesday with this taco seasoning in here. We need to add a little bit of liquid to this. So instead of adding water, we're going to add some of our flame roasted green chilies. We're going to put this in. I'm going to say we're going to do about a cup. Yeah, roughly a cup of our salsa. This actually does have some good heat to it. I didn't think it did at first. I made something a while back that had that in it, and I could definitely feel the heat. So if you're heat sensitive, pick whatever level of salsa you want to have. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put the cream cheese in this. I want to get that cream cheese melted. So let's put the cream cheese in our meat mixture with our taco seasoning, and let's get this melted down a little bit and mixed into our meat mixture. And then we can add this to our bowl. We can add in our cheese, and we should be ready to start stuffing our peppers. These are going to take about 25 minutes to bake. So not too terribly long, enough time that you can get some things done around the house after you throw it in the oven and let it start cooking, let it do its thing. Maybe sit down and relax for a little bit if you've had a long day. But this already is smelling super, super, super good. I love anything taco. I am a huge Mexican food fan, especially if I can have green salsa. That's my favorite. Okay, so we've got all of our cream cheese. Our pan was hot enough that it actually melted that cream cheese fairly quickly. So we're gonna grab our pan. Let's bring it over here so that we can scoop all of our meat mixture right into our bowl with our beans and our corn. And we'll get all of our filling mixed up. This is smelling super good. If we do have any leftover filling, we can put this in a container. We can use this for whatever. We can put this in a burrito. We can do this on tostadas. We could do all kinds of things with this if we have leftover filling. I think it would even make an amazing filling on a taco salad myself. If you had some shredded lettuce, some fresh diced tomatoes, some avocado, this would make a really tasty low carb, not necessarily keto because of the corn and the beans, but it would make a really tasty taco salad. I might have to try that now that I think about this. I love doing this when I'm making something new like this. I love to kind of think it through, because when I'm making it, it kind of makes me stop and think, what else could I use this filling for if I was going to make it? So we have all of our filling out. We're going to set this back over here. We're going to get this mixed up. We're going to get some shredded cheddar cheese into this. This looks amazing. I'm glad we're not doing keto, because I think this with the black beans and the corn in this just looks phenomenal. This looks so good. So we're going to get our grater out. We're going to grate some cheese. We're going to grate cheese. We're going to put cheese in the filling, and we're going to reserve a little bit. We're going to reserve a little bit of our cheese to go on the top, and I don't want to put that on right away because I want to cover these with foil. I want to give the peppers a chance to get nice and tender. I don't want them mushy. That's the one thing with stuffed peppers. You don't want to leave them in there long enough that they get mushy. I want my peppers to still have some texture, maybe even just a little bit of crunch left in it. I am not a soft and mushy veggie eater. That's just not my favorite thing. If they are too done, I can't eat them. It's a texture thing with me. So I try to cook my veggies to the point that they are still very, very crisp. They still have some good texture to them, and they're not going to be super, super mushy. So I think I'm going to say about a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. If you have pepper jack, use that. If you have Monterey Jack, use that. If you have sharp cheddar, whatever cheese you like to use, then use it. It's totally up to you. What I think would be good on these, if you had it, is instead of putting cheddar cheese on top of these the last couple minutes, to put some beautiful queso, or put some queso fresco, or some one of those really beautiful Mexican crumbly cheeses would be amazing. But you want this to have quite a bit of cheese, and so I can already tell we are going to have extra filling, because this is way more filling than we need for these two, and that's perfectly fine because I can freeze the filling without it being in the peppers. And like I said, this will make an easy dinner one night. We will have it. We can put it on, burritos. We can do this on a salad. We can do more peppers. There's all kinds of things that we can do with this filling. So we will definitely be saving it, putting this in a Ziploc freezer container and putting this in our freezer and having this for another meal. But this definitely looks so, so good. And like I said, I like the low carb style because it allows me to still have some of the vegetables that I like. It allows me to still have the beans. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I did not like beans at all. So let's give this a taste. Let's see if we need any salt. I don't think we do. Our taco seasoning usually has quite a bit of salt. Wow. That is really good. Okay, let's get our pepper stuffed. We're gonna grab a spoon. And we are gonna get these nice and full. You wanna pack these things really, really, really full. We have the filling, we might as well use it. So let's get these nice and stuffed. You want to fill pretty high. And then, like I said, these are going to bake for about 25 to 30 minutes in a 350 degree oven. And then we will pull them out for the last couple minutes that they're in there. We'll pile on we have cheddar cheese here, so we'll pile on some cheddar cheese on top. We'll put them back in, let that cheese melt, and we will be ready to eat these. If I had been thinking about it, some fresh avocado would be amazing with these, but I did not think about that when I was at the store. So we are gonna just have these with a little bit more of our green salsa. I'm sure Tony will pile his with some hot sauce, and we will put some sour cream on them because obviously sour cream is a must-have when it comes to Mexican food. At least in my book it is. I have to have sour cream. So we're gonna definitely pile on sour cream. That also is a low carb food. So if you are eating low carb or keto, either one, sour cream is definitely a food that you can have. The sour cream and the cheeses was the one saving grace for me when we were doing keto, because I am a cheese and a sour cream nut. So when I eat tacos, the taco is basically just a vehicle for the sour cream. I want as much sour cream as I can possibly get in my taco, even if it makes a mess. Okay, so we have these full. These are beautiful. They're gonna be even more beautiful once we bake them and we get a little bit of cheese put on these. But here is our stuffed peppers. We're gonna get these into a 350 degree oven. We're gonna put a little bit of foil on them so that our peppers will be able to cook and not burn before they get done. And we will let these go for about 20 to 25 minutes. And I will check on them, see how tender they are, and as soon as they're ready, I'll pull the pan out. We'll put some more cheese on it, put them back in there for a couple minutes, and those will be ready. So really this was a very quick, probably a 15-minute dinner. Didn't take that long to assemble. It's just the cooking time that takes a little bit. So we're gonna let those cook and we'll get them finished. All right, friends, so we are getting ready to pull our peppers out of the oven. They've been in here for about 30 minutes. So we're gonna pull these out. We're gonna pull our foil off, and we're going to get some more cheese on these so that they are, oh wow, holy cow. These look phenomenal. Okay, first I have to show you before I put cheese on. I want you guys to see what we've got here in these peppers. They are perfect. Look at those. I'm excited. We're gonna get some cheese on these. I am going to grate my cheese right onto my cutting board because I find if I try to grate stuff into the dish, I just end up making a huge mess, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna just grate this cheese right into this, right onto the cutting board, so we can put this right on our peppers. Excuse my sniffing. We are starting a hot sauce challenge, my husband and I, over the next year. My husband was gifted this hot sauce collection, and we are excited to try this. So we're going to be challenging ourselves to use these hot sauces over this next year in different recipes. Tonight we are starting with the jalapeno hot sauce from Mexico. That's the first one. So we're going to be using that on our hot pepper, our peppers here we have. And so we just did our first video where we showed these hot sauces, and we got to try the first one, which was this one. For him it's not hot, for me it's a little bit warm, but it's not overly hot to the point that I can't tolerate it. So I'm excited to try this. We are going to try this for the first recipe. We're going to try this on these amazing peppers that we have. These are going to go back in our oven for just a couple minutes. I'm actually going to turn off my heat because I don't need the actual oven on. I just need these peppers to sit in here for a second and continue to let that cheese melt. And then we are going to put these into a dish. We're going to top these with some sour cream. We're going to top it with our jalapeno hot sauce from Mexico out of our collection. And we are going to dig in for Taco Tuesday. Okay, friends, our peppers are done. It's only been probably about a minute and a half, because our oven was nice and hot. We just killed our heat, put our peppers in here with just the residual heat that was in our oven so that it could continue to melt the cheese. We are going to start off with one pepper tonight, and we will see how we do. If we end up needing another pepper, we actually have 2 apiece in here if we need it. But we are going to do a pepper. We are going to put a little dollop of sour cream on our pepper. Just like that. We're going to put, this is my husband's, so we're going to put in, this is our pepper that our hot sauce we're doing our challenge this month. This is the jalapeno hot sauce from Mexico. So we're going to put that on. We're going to put a few of our favorite Juanita's tortilla chips right here on the side for a little extra crunch. Because who doesn't love a tortilla chip, especially a Juanita's chip? They are the best. And here is our finished peppers. I want to thank you all so much for joining me in my kitchen tonight as we made a quick stuffed pepper. This is an amazing recipe. I'll be sharing it with you guys in the links below. And I want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me in my kitchen as we made a quick dinner. It means so much to me that you guys would spend time with me. It really means a lot to me that we get to develop this community together, as we get to come together and we get to share recipes, we get to cook together, and most of all, we get to share the love of Jesus. That's the most important thing. So as we go forward, remember, people, that love God, that God loves you, and that He always has a plan for your life. Have a great day, friends.